This is Jason with Glitch in the System. Today we're going to work on the quiz JuliaJames from the JavaScript section of Udacity's front-end web development course. So what we're going to have to do is create a while loop that goes through the numbers 1 through 20, and then if the number is divisible by 3, print Julia, divisible by 5, print James, and if it's divisible by both, print JuliaJames, and if it's not divisible by either one, we're just going to print the number. So here is the starter code. I'm going to grab this and paste this over into Visual Studio Code so that's easier to work with. You can see they've already created a variable for us, x, and they've set it to 1. So we need to put a condition in here. So while x, so we need 1 through 20. So while x is less than or equal to 20, so that's going to give us, it's going to loop through 1, 2, 3, and all the way up to 20, and it's going to loop through whatever we put in here. Alright, and to check divisibility, we need to use the modulo. So the modulo is this symbol here, the %. What that does is if you divide a number by another number using the modulo, that is going to give you the remainder. It's not going to give you the whole answer, it's just going to give you the remainder part. So we're going to need an if statement. If, so x modulo 3, if that, then we're going to console.log Julia. Alright, and I'm just going to make this easier and just copy this. So else if x modulo 5, then James. And then else if x modulo 3 and, so we need our and operator, x modulo 5, then we need JuliaJames. And then else console.log x, so we just want to print out the number. So what this is going to do, it's going to go through, and so if x modulo 3 has a remainder of 0. Oops, I actually need to write that out. So, remainder of 0. So, x modulo 3 has a remainder of 0. Then it's going to print Julia. And same thing for 5, but you're going to print out James. And then this one is going to be both divisible by 3 and divisible by 5. Let me clean up the space there. Then that one is going to print out JuliaJames. And if none of those, then it's going to print out the number. So let me format this real quick so it looks nicer. Alright, so that is our code. Let's see what happens when we do this though. Okay, do a test run. Oh, and I forgot something very important. So for while loops, you need to increment the value since it at the end of your loop. So we need to do x. So we're starting from 1, so plus plus. So x plus plus is the same thing as x equals x plus 1. And it's also the same theory as x plus equals 1. So all three of these are the same thing, but this is the shorthand that people typically use. So now what's going to happen is while, so it's going to take the first number, so 1 is less than 20, so it's going to run through the loop, the if statement, and then when it's done with that, it's going to increment x. So it's going to do 1, do this, then this is going to turn into a 2, since it's less than 20, do this, and it's going to turn into a 3, still less than 20, do this, and all the way up to 20. Once it gets to 21, it's going to just stop. Alright, let's try this again. So test run. Alright, so from first glance, it looks like we got it, right? So 3 divided by 3 has a remainder of 0, so that's why it printed Julia. 5 divided by 5 has a remainder of 0, so that gave you James, and so on and so on. But you can see we have a problem here. So 15 is actually divisible by 3 and by 5, so it didn't print JuliaJames. And why is that? The reason is that since this is an if statement, it's going to find the first matching condition and then jump out of the if statement. So what it did was it printed Julia because 15 divided by 3 has a remainder of 0, so it printed Julia and it just ended and just went on to the next one. So easy solution for that is to cut this and put that there, and then cut that, put that there, and then reformat again. All right, so else, oops, put it in the wrong spot. It's there actually. All right, so now I've moved it to the top. So now if it's divisible by both 3 and 5, then it's going to give you JuliaJames. And then else, if it's only divisible by either 5 or 3, then it's going to give the respective answers. All right, let's give this another go. And test run. All right, so now you see it looks better. So now we have JuliaJames there. And looks good. So let's submit. And that's a passing test. All right, that's it for this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like that. Until next time.